we go. Three, two, one. Welcome everybody to VHS Funhouse. I am Cream Extreme, and with my co-host,
Mr. Mad Hatter, how you guys doing?
alrighty, alrighty. And I see you got a little stogie there going on.
That's right. Yeah, I had to get a nice big one. I don't think it's big enough for the podcast, so I had to
Hey
bust out
oh.
the.
Oh yeah, I forgot we had these. Oh man. Alright, so what are we reviewing today?
We are going to be reviewing a very underrated film from 1993. It did not do very well in the box office when it came out, but later became a cult classic on video and had a release on DVD and video and became a cult classic that people really, really enjoyed. Has an uncredited role of young Keanu Reeves as the dog boy, and I just think it's a very well written, executed film that's very underrated, and it's a lot of fun. A lot of great practical effects, a lot of great cast. You got Bobcat Goldthwait, you got Brooke Shields, you got Alex Winter, Keanu Reeves, Mr. T. Lots of great, phenomenal actors all coming together to do this crazy film, and Randy Quaid, of course, as
Randy
the main
Quaid.
villain. Good old crazy Randy.
Yeah. Sheriff's
And
friend.
yeah, that's right. And so it's a very fun film. It's something that wouldn't really be made today because of how I think time consuming it is to do makeup effects of this magnitude. It's not like it's just one character. It's like 5 or 10 or 15 different people and puppeteers and things like that. And so it is a film that I did not know about for many, many years. And then I tracked a DVD of it down on eBay and spent $50, way too much on it, but it was worth it. And it's extremely hard to find on DVD. And the VHS tapes go for about $200. So if you guys are out there in TV land and you find any of these, hold on to them. They are worth a lot of money.
Oh yeah, definitely. Actually, somebody that we follow on Instagram actually received a copy of Freaked. I think it's
Oh,
one of your
really? Who is
friends
that?
who created the magnets.
Yeah. So my friend Veronica, she does has a company called Veronica's Creations, and she does magnets, and she makes custom statues of like the worm from the labyrinth and things like that, and does commissions. We will link her stuff in the bio and later, and she does magnets of Ricky Coogan, that's Alex Winter's character, and as the when he transforms into a freak, and then also she just came out with a Stewie Glunk magnet as well, the little annoying kid with big
Rick.
ears.
I'm sorry.
Uh, I can relate. I have very big ears. I'm very annoying. Um, that being said, she's done phenomenal work. She's very detailed with her stuff and priced very, very well and does commissions. She's a big Pee Wee's Playhouse fan and Pee Wee Herman in general and Swamp Thing and different things like that. So if you guys are ever looking for anything that's a wonderful custom piece, please hit her up.
Definitely, we'll put the link in the bio for sure, man. Another thing too, Freaked. When it came out on HBO years ago in the '90s, it only played like what once a month, once in a while here and there, because it was one of those rare hidden gem films that
Absolutely.
it would stick in your head. And you know, me being as a kid in the '90s, I'm like, "Fuck, what is the name of that movie? I'm trying to find this movie. I don't know what it is, but it's weird, it's funny, it's bizarre, but it never got out of my head, and it was like finding the diamond in the rough. You know, it was just one of those films that you try to dig, 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 and then finally, like you're already grown up, you're a teenager, and you're like, "Holy shit, that's the movie!"
It was definitely a diamond in the rough for sure. It was not appreciated at its time, and I think that it's criminally underrated as a film. It's got great writing, very funny jokes. Like I said, the practical effects, I cannot stress enough how amazing they were, even for the time. in 93 years ago. It still holds up today. I wish they would have done a sequel of it, but it's one of those movies where it was lightning in a bottle. They captured it, and I don't really think it could be remade again unless they did all the original cast to come back.
Yeah, and even then, like, just they would throw in some 3D aspects into the film just to fill in a few things here and there, but it wouldn't be the same as how practical it was.
Which is an art form in itself, as you know. It's one of those things that's like it almost was a dying art at some point, and people keep bringing it back. Like, pioneers like Greg Nicotero and Tom Savini have been very big influencers with stuff like that, and just keeping that craft going for many more generations to come. And had the pleasure of meeting Tom in Pittsburgh on my birthday years ago and talked to him. Super nice guy, very down to earth. Got a picture with him, and nobody recognized him, and he just was hanging out. And guys like that who just do amazing work, like Creep Show, and not somebody like him could only remake a movie like Night of the Living Dead and from 1968 and make it in 1990 and it be better than the original. And just amazing work that he's done on Friday the 13th and everything like that. And his makeup school that he does in Pittsburgh and movies like Maniac and things like that that are very underrated films, and From Dusk Till Dawn and
Yep,
other
yep.
acting roles that he's done. Um, he's just a wizard at that stuff. It's amazing.
Oh, definitely. He also enjoys being a victim in his films, also, just to show how much more effect and gore he can put out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I remember watching a video with him on David Letterman back in the day, and David Letterman was like not having all the blood splattering and all that. He was just making stupid ass comments the whole time, like, "Oh, that's terrible. That's so gross." I'm like, "Who do you realize that you got on your show, Dave? Like, come on, man."
It's like, whoops, didn't think of that.
Mm.
Oh man, Tom
So we're
Savini.
gonna Yeah, Tom Savini is just one of those guys that has been a giant in that industry for a long time, has a lot of respect from people, and doesn't really get a lot of credit, in my opinion, for a lot of the effects that he's done. And um, I think there's another show. Did you mention there was another show that he's working on soon?
No, he's worked a lot of things on the side. I don't remember what show he's working on. I think he's. I gotta pull that up next time. But he did a lot of WWE work as well for a wrestler named Bray Wyatt. He created his Fiend mask, which is like demonic and monstrous and everything, which worked. But then WWE kind of dropped the ball on that too.
Of course, all good things always get canceled, and it's always that culture that we unfortunately lived in, which is like the movie we're about to watch. There's a lot of jokes in this movie that would never fly today, and
Oh
it would never
no.
be made, and people would just get so offended by it. It's ridiculous. And us here at VHS Funhouse, we don't cut corners, we don't beat around the bush at all. We
No, we don't
like what we
sugarcoat.
like, and yeah, we like what we like, and we really don't give a hell if you like it or not. So
Exactly.
that's kind of our motto. Is something that we strive to be real about and honest with our audience, is that we enjoy these films for what they are. They're not dated in a time capsule or anything like that. I watch movies like Pee-wee's Big Adventure and still love them. I could watch it 80,000 times in a row and still love everything about that. Just the everything about the effects and Tim Burton, and like even noticing things like when he goes into Mario's magic shop, that there's an Elvira calendar on in the background in the window of the store. Seeing that on a big screen after Paul Rubens died, may he rest in peace.
Yeah.
Um,
Indeed.
really. was amazing to see that on a big screen because I grew up watching stuff on VHS like Randy has, and you had grainy, terrible televisions
Oh
that
yeah.
weighed 8,000 pounds, and I've had to move those many times.
Yeah.
And I remember when the big flat screen ones came out that
Oh
were
yeah.
about
They had
that
wheels and
big.
everything. You had to push them into the living room and everything. Like if you
They
were
sat,
in the ark or something.
they sat on the floor, and they were it was a fixture of your house. And I even had friends that had wooden cabinet televisions that sat in a wooden box and would watch Terminator and all kinds of great films on those, and those will be great memories of mine. And I'll never ever forget watching Temple of Doom with
Oh
my
yeah.
father and seeing the heart rip out scene. That will always be burned into my memory.
Kalima, Kalima.
Kalima, let her go. Um, and it's movies like that it's people say what you will about Temple of Doom. That'll be for another episode, but I think it's a great film. It's way better than Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. I don't care
Oh, of
what you
course.
say. That movie was complete dog shit. I don't know what George Lucas was smoking when he made that movie, and Steven Spielberg came up with the idea. Actually, it was George Lucas that said he wanted to put aliens in the film. It made no sense at all. Then they tried to cover it up with, let's put it in Roswell, Mexico in the 1950s so that it'll be relevant with people who like movies like that.
Of
That's
course.
that was a terrible idea. It's like Cowboys and Aliens, that movie. It's like what are we doing? There's never ever any original ideas anymore in movies, and people get shot down. Always the little guy that comes up with great ideas. They're like, nobody's gonna buy that, yada yada. It's the same thing with Freak. That movie came out, and it says in the trailer we're about to watch that coming to a theater near you, and it rarely got released. That's the crazy part, is it
Yep.
was a very
Yep.
limited theatrical release.
Yeah, but that was the weird part about it. I mean, I think from what I think, they thought it wasn't going to be a success. So they knew it wasn't going to be a success. So they just did it like, hey, let's just shoot the shit and let's just see where it goes from there.
Exactly. I mean, you had a star-studded cast. They knew they had something, and I don't understand why Hollywood executives just don't get it. They think they're hip with kids and they don't understand. They used to be like that, but then when they got older, they become more fogarty as they get older, and they're like, no one's gonna watch that. And Bobcat Goldthwait playing a sock puppet, like what? Like that's not gonna be really well. It's the same thing with Peter Jackson doing Meet the Feebles, another criminally underrated movie. And when he got with the executives to do Lord of the Rings, he had that poster of that movie in his office at Wingnut Studios in New Zealand. And when New Line Cinema left, they said, "Holy shit, what did we do? We left our money with that guy who made that piece of shit." And so, it goes without saying that people just don't understand art forms and how things take, and actually making something that's believable for the camera, a character, a puppet, animatronics, anything. Look at Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Look at movies like that are got a game that just came out.
Yep,
Like,
another
holy
great
shit,
concept.
we're living in an era now where everything is coming back now. Everything that was lame and not cool in the 80s is now coming back, and people are able to enjoy these movies and everything like that. And um, I cannot remember the brothers' names who directed that. Do you know their names? It's
Um,
starts with a C.
hold on, let me look that up real quick. I like that as well. So I want to point out that there were a ton of movies that came out in '93 that I guess overshined, Freaked.
Of course.
Let me see. Is it the Chidio brothers?
Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
So they I mean, there again, like I've posted videos on my TikTok of behind the scenes stuff, just amazing like stuff they've done. And like people, that was a sleeper film that really rocked. I mean, it had a great soundtrack by the Dickies,
Yep.
bands like
Oh yeah.
that got them on the map. a great music video with them and the big top and all the clowns from the movie and everything like
Makeup,
that.
the special effects. I mean, just the overall wackiness of what clowns from space would do to Earthlings like us.
Exactly.
Oh man, the cotton candy shit is just hilarious to me. I mean, they're still alive until they stick a straw in you and they go, "Well, that's it for you, bud."
They drain your blood. I mean, that's
Yep.
another thing that's very innovative. Like, let's come up with a cocoon idea, but we're not going to do a cocoon. We're going to do a cotton candy gun that they get captured in, and then they slowly drain their essence, and then they eventually die. And we're not going to do it with just any straw. We're going to do it with a crazy straw, which makes it even more fun.
And of course, get
Which
the
was like,
biggest, fattest clown to suck it all out too, because he just
right,
loves that straw.
exactly, right. So that was just an amazing, fun movie. What are you gonna do with those pies, boys?
Oh, no, definitely.
Um,
That's another film we will discuss too, like in another episode. Because right now we're stuck. We got to get back on track on Freaked.
yes, we do.
So in
And
'93, you had movies like Sleepless in Seattle, Jurassic Park, Groundhog Day, Cool Runnings, The Fugitive, Dave, Rookie of the Year, Free Willy, and The Three Musketeers. Which honestly, a lot of good hits, hit or miss, in those films.
and Dave, that's a Murphy, correct?
Dave, I don't believe. I think it's. I don't. Let me see. Dave. No, Dave is. Fuck. Excuse my bullshit right now. Kevin Kline, Frank Langella, or
Hmm.
Bob Alexander. I'm not sure to be honest. I've never seen this movie, so I wouldn't know. It's
I,
something based on the White House. I don't know. Somebody going into the White House or some shit. I don't know. But
boring.
Freaked had a budget of $12 million. That was their budget, and
Which is a lot of money back in '93.
oh yeah,
Nowadays, like
oh yeah,
$12 million, that won't get you nowhere. I mean, look at Evil Dead. Had barely $300,000, and they filmed that in the cabin out in North Carolina when it
and
was
like that,
freezing cold, and
just
had to
instant.
had to had to burn furniture literally in the fireplace to stay warm. And Stephen King stepped up once again and had people invest in the movie for Sam Raimi, and he was like, "Look, this is going to be a great film. I think this is going to be the next big thing." And they got doctors and lawyers and all kinds of people to invest money in this movie.
Yeah, definitely. And look how successful it became. I mean, it's everybody knows Ash. Everybody knows Ash, and now they came out with new films here and there without Ash, and you know that's how successful it got for something so low budget and just on the fly. Uh, but yeah, $12 million back then in '93 was a lot of money, and the box revenue that they received was $29,296.
Only $29,000.
Only 29,000. It was released in October 1st, 1993.
What were you people doing in 1993 at this time?
So what is wrong with you
You
folks?
you going to see Dave of
You want
all
to see a
things?
fucking whale jump over a kid? What the fuck is wrong with you?
That's stuff in Japan, man. That's illegal. You can't watch stuff like that. You think about the whales, save the whales.
They'll draw it
And
too.
then you got Bill Murray and Groundhog Day with the same scene over and over and over
and
again.
over. It's like
Who
we
cares?
get
Like,
it.
we get it, all right? He woke up, he kept waking up, yeah, yada yada. Like, get on with the movie already.
Seriously, man, come on.
Great movie, don't get me wrong, but just like we get it, it's a running shtick that doesn't need to happen all the time.
Definitely. I mean, and then I get Jurassic Park. I get it. I mean, the first time anybody see not only just practical dinosaurs, but also through the first 3D effect of the '90s, which still holds up. I'm surprised it still holds up to this day.
And also there's a movie that Roger Corman did that was a dinosaur movie that predates Jurassic Park, so he beat Steven Spielberg to the punch.
But who made the most money though?
Exactly. But facts are facts. You know, it's
Yep,
not
facts are
always
facts.
about.
You can't
It's
step on toes
not
with it.
always not always about money. It's not. I mean, it. You know, but case in point with this movie, it's like what were people doing? It's like you couldn't pay $3 back then to go see a movie. Now movies are about 20 something dollars just to
Yeah,
get in the damn door.
and you have to reserve a seat. That's so bullshit. I remember back then you could just sit anywhere you fucking want. Now you got to reserve, and it's like really. And even if you reserve, somebody sits there and you're telling them, "Hey, that's our fucking seats," and then whole shit breaks out.
It's the whole airplane situation. Oh, these are my seats. Okay, I'm sorry. It's like Louis
Right?
Anderson says. He said, the closer you get to the plane, he said, the dumber you get. He said, you can't even read your seat number. He says, is that a 9? Is that yeah?
God.
Oh, you're my seat. It's ridiculous. And now when you reserve movie seats, it's like, okay, I'm gonna reserve this seat, and you still get sat next to the talkers the whole time. Crinkling bags. I cannot stand people doing this
Oh
the
my.
entire time during the movie. Like,
Yeah.
can you
Oh man.
please open your shit before the movie starts? I will open up a theater, and if I hear, I'll have decibel detectors in there, and if I hear anything like that going on, you will be escorted out and banned for life. No soup for
You'll
you.
be
You're gone.
sorry.
You'll be sorry. Exactly. It's ridiculous. Like what world are we living in when people don't understand that they're crinkling stuff? Now we got theaters that are serving steaks and all kinds of other stuff. You got to listen to people chomping on stuff the whole time,
Yeah.
and people talking during movies and horror movies and don't go in there, bitch. And he's right
Well,
behind you.
to be
Like they can't
fair,
hear you.
that's been going on for a long time since the 70s, 60s, and so on. So it's nothing new. It's just now it's even more annoying because you got cell phones blowing up. You got the lights from cell phones hitting your fucking face. Like what the fuck? And these are people that are in front of you and
People
so on.
prime example, people are reading menus in the theater with the lights off with their phone light when the
And it's like,
movie's going on. I'm
whoa!
like, exactly. Like, can you turn that off, please? Like, we're trying to set the ambiance of the movie, and you're disrupting it for everybody.
Seriously, man. Like, please show some common courtesy. I mean, we're all here to have a
Yeah.
good time and watch a movie. We paid a lot of money, so please shut that shit off.
Don't be an asshole. That's
Don't be
all
an
we're
asshole.
saying. All
Yeah.
right. Don't be an asshole. Don't be that guy where I got to get up and beat your ass during a movie. I don't want to do that. It's
Yeah.
just one of those things. It's like my dad and me went to a dollar theater. It's the most shittiest theater in the world in Columbia, South Carolina. Dollar movie theater. Guy was in front of us, big fat guy, squeaking and squawking on his chair the entire the whole time. My dad took his boot and kicked the row of the seats, and the guy finally got the point that he was being too loud. We shouldn't have to get to that point, people.
No, seriously, man. Like, you don't, you wanna start something? Hey, we'll start something. That's the best part.
We'll finish it. That's really the main thing is finishing it. You can
Yep,
start it
finish
all
it
you want.
all.
We'll
Oh
finish
yeah,
it.
definitely, man. All day, all night, don't matter. But yeah, Freaked. So it has Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves, who are also Bill and Ted, which later on, well, when did Bill and Ted Excellent Adventure came out?
That
Was it
came.
after Freaked or was it before Freaked?
That let me see.
Yeah, that's a good question because
Bill
those
and Ted.
movies became successful and they got a sequel.
Bill and Ted came out in 1989, so it came
1989,
out
yeah, way
first.
before, yeah. So I think because of the success
Second,
of that, they started to do this.
now the second one came out in '91, so that was a couple years before Freaked, and I think that's when Alex's career was taken off because of Lost Boys
Yeah, because of Lost
years
Boys.
prior,
Yep.
and Keith Sutherland and all those guys, and then of course the remake came out in 2020, which I still have not seen. Bill and Ted Face the Music.
It's all right. I mean, if you're a Bill and Ted fan, yeah, but it still has some modern tropes here and there. But they also add in some practical effects, which I do enjoy. But yeah, there are some 3D aspects into the film also. But just trying to do the whole Bill and Ted comedy thing, it's kind of difficult in this kind of modern day of age.
It's the same thing if Wayne's World 3 ever came out. It's
Yeah.
it's not going to happen. I mean, it's now they've been talking for years about Mike Myers doing another Austin Powers film from the perspective of Dr. Evil
Yeah.
and how he became who he is, and we know a little bit about his backstory from Goldmember and things like that, his
Yeah.
parents leaving him, and all that kind of stuff.
How his
And
adopted
so,
parents are shitheads. Yeah.
exactly,
Where were they? Belgium or some shit like that?
they were Belgian, yes,
Yeah, they're
very
Belgian.
Belgian,
Yes,
and
yes,
very
very
Belgian,
Belgian. They beat me. They
yes.
used me. Ah.
Mini Me is a part of me. He's one of my family members. I love him so much, and Mini Me loves his chocolate. Don't ever get between him and his chocolate.
And the thing is, how are they going to do it without Mini Me now? Because Vern Troyer's gone. What are you going to do?
I know. I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to have to either have some story about how he died, unfortunately, and there's another clone of him. There's amazing ways they can do makeup to where they could either make him like Vern Troyer or not, which I hope they would not go in that direction. It's kind of like with Arnold Schwarzenegger in the newer Terminator Genesis and all that, de-aging him, making him look younger. If you got the technology, and just like Harrison Ford and Indiana Jones, I mean, it looked okay. They shouldn't have waited so long to
Yeah.
make one, especially with how successful those movies were for Harrison's career and for um, Steven Spielberg as a director. I mean, it's a funny thing. Like the woman who played Willie from Temple of Doom, again, the woman who played Willie, she was having an affair with Steven Spielberg, and she said to him if he didn't put her in the movie, then she was going to tell his wife at the time that they were sleeping together.
Whoa,
So
I did not know that.
she blackballed her way and blackmailed her way into the movie, and
Wow.
that is a fact.
Wow.
So we had to deal with her annoying ass during the movie the entire time. Indy!
Oh god, her constant fucking whining. Like, put her out of her
Oh my
misery. Indy, you got so many chicks, you don't need this one.
That's right.
Well,
So
I
many
mean,
jokes in that movie went over my head as a child. Indy putting his hands on the naked statue, and she says, "Hey, I'm right here.
right.
I'm right here."
Right.
I'm like, okay, what's going on now? I understand.
Yeah.
But very naive back then.
Yeah, very
Grown
naive.
a lot since. But it's just one of those things that another movie like that, practical effects, real bugs, creep show, real roaches, had roach wranglers,
Yep.
and they
Yep.
cost 30 cents a piece or something crazy like that. They had to kill some people. Movies like that and kill even a bug in a movie, people will get upset about it, and oh my god, I can't believe you did that. And Cannibal Ferox and Cannibal Holocaust will be another movie we'll be covering. They killed real turtles on film and monkeys and things like that, and that movie was so real to people they thought it was a real snuff film, and the director went to court over it because they thought it was real murders on film. It's one of the video nasties that's banned in every European country pretty much, and it's ridiculous that they were able to fool people that well back then
Oh yeah.
with no CGI.
People back then were so easy to fool. They really were. I mean, even people back then were terrified of Frankenstein in the 20s and 30s.
Absolutely,
Oh yeah.
absolutely. It's just one of those things. I mean, another person, Boris Karloff, amazing actor.
Yep.
Lon Chaney, the man of a thousand faces. The man always had different faces and different prosthetics for even he was like Jim Carrey of the horror generation in my opinion, because it didn't matter what kind of makeup or role he had, he always did a Hunchback of Notre Dame, the Wolf Man,
Yep. Phantom of the
all
Opera.
kinds, Phantom of the Opera, very famous scenes like that. People don't realize that back then that was hair raising crazy ass
Yep.
shit that people had never seen before on film. The Tingler movie with uh um um Vincent Price. They would stop the movie during the movie and they would have the creature crawling across the film, and people thought that it invaded the theater. And movies that had vomit bags, people collect
Yep.
vomit bags from movies. The Exorcist, other
Yep.
films like that. It's amazing the word, and even as movies as new as Terrifier have had vomit bags with people literally threw up in the theater because it was so
It was
disgusting.
so disturbing and gory. Yeah, it's picture perfect, honestly, in this That's probably
That's what it was. It was Terrifier that Tom Savine's going to be working on the third
there
one.
we go.
You
Yeah,
remember?
yeah, yeah. That's what I told you. Yeah, there we go.
Right.
Well
So
said.
that will be amazing. It's like having God come to your movie and you're like, okay, how do I top the king of horror and gore? How do I impress him with this movie? Because he hasn't done a lot of stuff in a long time. And so
Yeah.
for him to say, yes, I'm going to do this movie is
I'm
a
here. I'm
big
in.
deal. Exactly. So that will be an amazing thing to see Art the Clown in a Christmas setting, very creep show first episode with the insane guy that escaped the mental hospital
No,
and all that
that
kind
was
of
Tales from the Crypt.
Tales from the Crypt. Excuse me.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's all good. Yeah, because yeah, yeah. I think what they're trying to do is trying to incorporate Silent Night, Deadly Night, that episode of Tales from the Crypt, and whatever Christmas horror movie they try to incorporate, but amp it up to 100 with Art the Clown.
exactly.
Man, that's
And you
gonna
got
be hell.
somebody. Yeah, it's gonna
And
be crazy.
oh yeah,
Audio's still good. You don't hear anything in the background. This AC unit running.
no, 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 you're good, man. You're really good.
Okay, we're good. All right.
So back to the Lon Chaney thing. It's kind of funny how those were silent films, and you just hear music and you read text on the screen and everything, and that still freaks people out. It's like, whoa, how times have changed, honestly. And what sucks is horror movies nowadays. They, when you watch a trailer, they kind of kill the mood because they take away, they do the jump scare immediately in the trailers instead of holding out, the fear factor, like make you curious about what all this is going to be about, and then when you go watch it, yeah, it freaks you the fuck out.
And it's just they also spoil the movie is what I think you're
Yeah.
trying to say is they show their hand too quick, and it's not like films like Friday the 13th where we know Jason's the killer,
Yeah, but
but it's not
how is
like
he
the
going to
first.
kill?
Right, but it's also not like the first movie where we're like, oh my god, it's his mom the entire time. We had
Oh
no
yeah.
idea. So that's how you do that in that sort of way is you have that suspense and that what if scenario of what is going on.
Exactly.
But a lot of movies, this, like you said, you watch the trailer, you pretty much watch the whole movie. So it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
what's the point? Why don't I think they're scared that they basically, let too much, if they don't let too much out of the bag, then people won't be interested in seeing it.
But that's stupid though. The less you show, the more people will be curious about it. Like The Exorcist, it was just pure text and then one screenshot of the demon face, and then everybody's like, "Whoa, okay, I got to see what this is all about."
Same thing with The Omen. The Omen was one of those movies that's a slow burn, really, really good. Gregory Peck's in it, and it was like just an amazing movie for its time. And the still shot, freeze shot of Damien smiling at the very end when he is still around and, both his parents are dead. That's how you set up a sequel for a movie.
Definitely, 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 man. The Omen, those people knew what to do. Those people back then knew, like they knew how to put out and how to sell because
It's all about storytelling. It's
exactly,
beginning, middle, end.
exactly.
And then now people are like, how many sequels can we shit out? How many movies can we make of this? Look at Scream. First three movies, fantastic. Fourth one, okay. But then they went all downhill. Same thing with Halloween. Even John Carpenter has denounced those films after Rob Zombie because he's like, I have nothing to do with those films. I get a check for me doing the theme song, and that's about it.
Yep,
And he's like, I don't want my name on that piece of shit.
yep.
It's the same thing with Robert Englund playing Freddy Krueger, and then the remake came out, and he's like, I have nothing to do with that. He's like, they didn't even approach me or anything. He's like, it's a piece of shit movie. If the original actor is saying it's a piece of shit movie, it's pretty bad.
Definitely.
So why would you do that?
Money. That's all it is.
Money.
Just money. It's just a quick cash grab. It's you could have made it your own thing, but instead you slap the name, boom, you sell, sell, sell. and you expect people to actually accept it. But it's actually a tactical move also to return back to the classics in order to make more money.
And I'm all for the new generation seeing new movies about old, IPs and all that. I understand that. But when you go as far as to alienate the people who grew up with those movies, I'm talking to you, George Lucas, uh, you basically take something that was great and, oh, let's take Jabba the Hutt and make him CGI when he was a puppet by Jim Henson that looked amazing. So why would you make him CGI? He originally was supposed to be a human character, and there's a deleted scene with him talking to Han in a loading dock. And that would have been a very interesting way, but I think the puppet looked the best, and it showed up on film a lot better how gross he looked and all that. The only thing that I ever liked about because I grew up watching Phantom Menace and all that kind of stuff, I can appreciate them for what they are. I think the kid that played Anakin was very underrated, and he basically got bullied so bad from that movie that he literally took a break from acting for 20 plus years and has just now started to come back into the limelight with people who love that movie. Jar Jar Binks, I can take him or leave him. It didn't bother me that bad. Let's not split hairs with all that. It's retarded to talk about that.
Yeah.
But, the only thing I ever liked about George Lucas doing the remakes was the Jabba the Hutt song that they did. They redid that, the Jabba Hutt's Palace song. I love that. Great beat. And adding some CGI characters wasn't bad, but
Too much. Like we get it.
It's lazy. It's like, let's take this technology that we didn't have 30 years ago, and we will, look at somebody like Phil Tippett, who did all the models for the Death Star. Like, I've seen pictures of him in front of it. It was amazing. Like, huge sets. Like, put Toho to shame, miniature sets. Like, amazing stuff. Hand-painted stuff. And they didn't give him hardly any credit for doing that. And all the CGI, stop-motion stuff that he did. Other pioneers, like people who did the Wallace and Gromit shorts and all that stuff, they owe a lot of appreciation to guys like Phil. And he just came out with a film not too long ago. It took him like 7 years to film it, all stop motion by himself, all publicly funded, I'm sure. That was a horror film. That will be another short film that we have to check out. It looks really crazy.
Yeah, we got a lot of tracks to cover. But for now, getting back on this track, getting back to Freaked. Now, we're going to play the trailer, and then after that, we're going to play the intro to the movie. So let's get to the trailer, folks. This is Freaked, 1993.
Ricky Coogan, Rat Pack Sleazebag. Elijah C. Stubbs, Freak Show Tycoon, an amateur bioengineer.
I can look at a guy like Kevin Costner and see a giant peach grove.
When fate brought them together, Mr. Scuggs took an average Hollywood slime ball and made something out of him.
Oh God, this was my good side!
20th Century Fox presents Freaked. It's about friendship.
Did they say that he was playing the President of the United States?
Yeah, who even is that
What
guy?
the fuck? What president?
I don't know. Like, why was that so important? They had to put that in the trailer. There's some unknown guy. Like, put Leslie Nielsen or somebody in there, Nelson in there or something. That would have been funny as the president. It's just what?
What the fuck? Like, I didn't know he was the President of the United States.
I guess in the movie universe, of course, that's who they like. It wasn't an important enough role for it to be mentioned in the trailer. Honestly, like I barely even remember that character, or even think there was even any mention of him being the president. So it was kind of weird, honestly.
No, yeah, definitely.
But I just love the opening to that trailer. To Ricky Coogan, Rat Pack Sleazebag, Elijah Key Suggs, Freak Show Tycoon. I could look at a guy like Kevin Costner and see a giant peach scrub.
Just one thing. When we play the videos, it does echo on my end, so you want to turn off your mic when the videos play. Like,
Okay, I'll mute my mic. For
Yeah,
sure.
because it echoes back. Like when the trailer was playing, it was like playing, and then I hear it on your end too.
Okay, I'll make sure I mute.
First show moments, folks. This is what happens.
Yes, working out the kinks.
Yeah, we're gonna work. We're
Gonna
gonna
be-
kink it up. We're
might
gonna kink it up.
might not be your kink, but hey, there's somebody out there that's into it.
All right, so we're gonna play a scene right now from Freaked. It's the Stewie scene where he's on the airplane.
One of my favorites.
I was gonna say this is one of your favorite scenes because it's sympathetic, it's funny, and it's just completely like airplane / Naked Gun moment right here.
Exactly.
All right,
This time I will mute.
All
Yes.
right, let's do this.
Do it.
Where the hell is Ernie?
Ladies, all I want is
Yeah.
care.
Hey, I'm kidding. Hey, what is that, gravy? What is that, gravy?
Where'd you get that? Where'd you get
I
that?
don't know, Coops.
It's still playing in your background.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think it's something to do with the desktop in your.
Let me do this. How about this? I'll mute it and go ahead.
Let's see.
I don't know, Coog. It started as a pimple and then I scratched it.
Can I get either of you gentlemen a pillow or a blanket?
Yes, please.
Is that your luggage up there?
Yeah.
Is that your ugly little troll?
Stewie, go!
I want to say that hand prop, that shit's hilarious. Just poking out of his crotch. I always wanted to do that when I worked at the airport.
Right.
Inside the
I'm
airport.
gonna try to turn the volume down a little bit on my
Yeah.
laptop and we'll see if that works.
Yeah, maybe that might work.
Let's try it.
Yeah, because I still heard it kind of playing in the back. But yeah, I mean, damn, look how young Alex Winter was, man. Jesus Christ. So young. Yeah, I mean, damn, look how young Alex Winter was, man. Jesus Christ. So young. Alright, let's continue.
Stewie, go!
Look! I got a rare still from your first season on the Baker's Dozen. Could you sign it for me, please?
Because doesn't like the Mama Mitchell. I porked her.
Rick, it says here Zygrod 24's dangerous. Why are you lending your name to it, Rick? You used to be good, and now I just don't know.
Do you think that stall stunk real bad?
Oh, you think it stunk?
Yeah, like you think the bathroom stall stunk real bad while they were in there?
Probably. Did you hear anything on the back end of me?
A little bit, but it syncs up pretty well.
Okay, good.
Yeah, but man,
Yeah,
like,
they and for a while now, I thought that kid really had ears that big, and it's not. Like they're prosthetic.
No, yeah, I saw his picture when I posted something about Freaked, and I was like, wow, he does not look like that. No, I thought he had surgery or whatever, but no, I guess it was just prosthetics. I was like, damn, I was hoping there was never a kid that looked like that because man, you imagine you go to school and you see a kid like this. Like, what was your first reaction?
Your first reaction is to get an autograph from Rick. And the first still shot of the Baker's Dozen. Can you sign it for me, please?
And the close-up on his buck teeth just sells it so well, too.
Amazing.
All right, let's continue.
Don't cry, Stewie. Deep down, I'm still good.
Bam!
Totally unfazed.
Jesus, that the random guy in the wheelchair just falling out. Like, where the fuck did they park him at in the airplane? Like, where the hell was he this whole time?
Probably sitting in the aisle, 1990s,
Yeah,
air
they didn't have the
laws are not very.
regulations. Yeah. Oh man, but just for her to nonchalantly close the door back, that's like, man.
And not get sucked out is the funny part.
Right? It's like, yeah, this isn't my first rodeo.
I'll just close this. It'd be all right.
Here we go, the one part that will freak anybody out in the airport these days.
May I take your bomb, sir?
Captain Benway here. To the right of the aircraft, you can...
May I take your bomb, sir?
May I take your bombs? How did I miss that? That's great.
You cannot make jokes like that these days anymore, man. Not anymore. That was great. The guy just sitting, look at him in the background. He's just like, oh shit, I hope they don't suspect anything.
Is that a bundle of TNT she has as the bomb?
It's a, hold on, yeah, let me play it back.
Captain Benway here. To the right of the aircraft, you can see a terrific...
May I take your
It sure
bomb,
is.
sir?
Captain Benway here.
Here we go.
May I take your bomb, sir?
Captain Benway here. To the right of the aircraft, you can...
My God, and it has a ticker and everything, man.
It has a Wile E. Coyote alarm clock on it, and it's literally a bundle of TNT. That plane would have been blown to smithereens.
Oh, definitely.
How did I not catch that before?
I mean,
I never even...
Remember the scene where the plane landed and it blew up, and they're like, "Oh, I'm glad that wasn't our plane." That
Now it makes sense.
So, in general, that bomb was a dud then, if it didn't blow their plane up.
Probably.
Oh man! All right, let's continue.
You can see a terrific view of the Grand Canyon. And to the left, you can see a panic-stricken little troll.
Just go back to
You gonna eat your peanuts, Ernie?
Nah,
You eat your peanuts, Ernie?
Nah, you
Hey, I'm okay.
Ah!
Hey, I'm okay.
Ah! All right, so that is just part of the beginning of the movie. After Ricky had his meeting about Zygon.
You gotta love the mouse.
The what?
You gotta love the mouse that he's
the mouse
using.
in this, yeah. We're gonna see the mouse in that one. I would love to have a prosthetic mouse like that for my mouse on the computer. Just
Easy to do.
But yeah,
Veronica, if you're listening, we would like 2 mouse, please. Mouses.
So yeah, that was just the beginning part of the movie. That was after Ricky had his meeting with the executives of EES, which is everything except shoes, which don't ask me why. But also, they were talking about Zygrot 24, the effects of it, blah, 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 and how they want to endorse Ricky Coogan, who is a movie star / TV star. Then that's where the whole airplane scene is, because they're flying out to, where is it, Brazil, I think?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, they're flying
Somewhere
out to
in South
Brazil.
America.
Yeah, somewhere South America. So they're flying out, and that's where his biggest fan comes out, and that's where that whole debauchery. That's when you know debauchery is going to happen in this entire film. And in the beginning, when they had their meeting, it was a guy who was talking. He was having his, he was explaining about San Flan or some shit like that, because I think that's where they're going. And that's when he started shrinking. Ricky's like, what the fuck's going on here? And so move on. They get to South America. They land. They meet some protest lady. Her name's Julie. Tags along with them because she falls for the whole, oh, I'm hurt, help me, bullshit. And then, yeah, they meet Randy Quaid, who is Elijah's, who is Guggs?
Guggs.
Yeah, there you go. So before we get into the scene, anything you want to add?
I suppose Jake and the Fat Man was just a fluke.
This scene is so great. I love the Gumby effect scene on this one.
Oh yeah, the stop motion is also amazing.
Oh, there's the mouse. Oh my god.
I never noticed that. Some big hairy zits boiled.
Michael Jackson. Yeah, kids these days wouldn't know that joke anymore.
In Tor.
And Tur. That's super southern, man. Oh yeah, by the way, the music. Let me pause it. The music, of course, by the Butthole Surfers. Real good band if you love psychedelic, heavy metal / surf rock music.
Right.
Like they were in the film too. They were part of the audience during the whole Ricky Coogan scene where he.
And didn't Henry Rollins did the theme song, the opening theme song?
Yes, with Blind Idiot God. Yeah. All right. Let's. And it's funny how that whole entire scene was completely unnecessary just to make this movie.
I love his toad henchman.
Oh yeah, the guy that just eats like beans and shit.
Wait a second.
I noticed that Randy Quaid is not looking at the camera, or not looking at the area where they're supposed to be forming.
Right. If you also notice, the Cyclops was like a homage to Ray Harryhausen.
Yeah, definitely. The man is a masterpiece artist. If you folks don't even know about that, I would suggest watching Jason and the Argonauts and what was the other one?
Jason the Golden Fleece, Clash of the Titans.
Clash of the Titans. There we go. That's the other one I was trying to bring up.
Guys, put that thing away. Feast your eyes.
So yeah, how does her underwear reach to his head? Well, then again, they were mixing up.
Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. All right, so there's that, and then you got the Ricky Coogan scene, the most infamous scene ever from the film.
Audio's still good.
Wakey, wakey, eggs and bakey. Time to meet and greet the brand new you.
That scene stuck with me as a kid when I first watched this. And that's why I tried so hard to look for this movie when I was young, because I've always thought that look was so awesome as a kid.
Oh yeah.
And then just the outfit he's wearing too.
Oh God,
shirt.
this was my good side.
Still is, if you ask me. Hell, wait till you see what I've got planned for the other side. Well,
So basically, after the transformation, he changed him into that outfit, I assume.
Probably, as one of those off-camera, changes.
Yeah, definitely. Now we're ready to see the other freaks. This is where the star-studded cast comes in, and a lot of people didn't know that this was Keanu Reeves.
Uncredited role.
Yeah, uncredited role. A lot of people wondered who the hell was the Wolfman, and it was Keanu Reeves. He didn't want to be credited. I guess it was just to throw off everybody.
This is yourself. You're lucky I got a strong stomach.
And you're lucky I did not bite you.
Get away from me! You!
Freak. I am Ortiz, the dog boy, leader of the freaks.
You couldn't really tell if that was Keanu Reeves or not. That makeup was very heavy.
You can tell with his voice, that it does, of course, sound like him.
But you couldn't tell from the makeup, though, if it was him or not, because anybody could have done the whole Keanu Reeves 90s voice.
Right, right.
And at that time, he was skyrocketing a bit more than Alex Winter, wasn't he?
Absolutely, yeah. But I know he probably did this as a favor. I'm sure Alex called him and was like, "Hey, they're looking for, Wolf Boy, Dog Boy, scene. Would you do this movie with me? It's a short, couple scenes here and there, And I'm sure he was like, "Yeah, of course." So because they're coming off the high of being on Bill and Ted and things like that, and so it just made sense.
Definitely, I agree.
Kind of like the top dog.
So we're gonna skip it
Welcome to
it.
Exorcist 2, the heretic. Huh? Well, perhaps we should ask the Worm. Tell us, Worm, who starred in The Exorcist 2, the heretic?
Olivia Newton-John.
Olivia Newton-John. Rick, do you agree or disagree?
This is nuts. This is crazy. Besides, it was Linda Blair.
Very good. It was Linda Blair. Circle gets the square. All right, that's cool. That's cool. Okay. Truly Ernie, who's going to be? Nosy the nose man? What?
Man,
No.
that's a huge schnauzer for sure. And I
That's what
didn't-
we call a honker.
Hmm?
That's what we call a honker. That's a big honker.
That's a honker burger.
That's right.
And I noticed he has like a big mustache underneath his nose area too.
And long nose hair and all that good stuff.
Like I didn't even notice he had a mustache at all.
Mm-mm.
Cowboy.
Howdy.
Oh God, look at his hands. What is wrong? What the hell's going on there?
Howdy.
He's got a nipple going on too. He's got udders and a nipple. Wow, double prize. But
Might have
wait,
to censor the post.
but aren't cows females? Why does he have udders?
Because he's a cowboy. He's dressed like a cow. Maybe he's supposed to be, because dairy cows are cows and then bulls are boys. So he's a crossbreed.
Oh boy, welcome.
The bearded lady.
How you doing?
Sockhead. Hi.
Sorry about that. Okay, so Mr. T in a dress, beads,
Very-
makeup and all.
Very interesting role for him. I wonder how that conversation went with his agent. They're like, "Yeah, Mr. T, we got a good role for you. We want you to play a cross-dressing woman, and you're going to be a man dressed like a woman." And I'm sure he was like, I don't really know about roles like that, but I guess I could do it. How much are they going to pay me for it?
I mean, not
It's
only
just-
sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's just amazing. I was just going to say, it's just amazing that he looks exactly the same that he does now. He looks exactly the same.
Yeah, definitely. And not only that, what you call it? He just came off from Rocky 3. He's done WrestleMania. And he's tougher, and he's coming off from the A-Team. He's tougher than tough. And you see him like this, and you're like, what the fuck happened here?
Right. It's like,
But- No, go ahead. Sorry.
one of those crazy roles like that. It's just like, what in the world is going on?
But he plays it so well, though. He plays it... Man, the backstory scene when he transforms into the bearded lady is the funniest.
Yes, I do agree with that.
We'll get to that scene in a minute.
How you doing?
Sockhead. Hi.
Now, this is a run for Jim Henson's money, for sure.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, he's already munching cookies. He's got crazy eyes, and he's a sock. Which, honestly, this must be an homage to Jim Henson, just to say, yeah, we got our own Cookie Monster here.
Exactly.
But
Try
you
to
No, sorry.
try to sue us now.
But you got Bobcat doing the voice. I mean, what other person can you think of that can do Cookie Monster aside from Bobcat?
I have no idea. It's just one of those. one of those roles. Like he has such a unique, crazy voice. Yeah, he always and just the things that he does and says in Police Academy. I need beer up here now.
Right.
Um, and then
Man, that
spray
nervous stint he does.
hairspray in his mouth. And I'm really a good person. My name is Zeb.
Eternal flame. Fire in the hole.
Fire in the hole.
What?
This character, I swear, he just constantly farts fire. He doesn't stop.
I know. I think I saw in the behind the scenes video, which we'll have to do one day too, that it was, of course, a fire prop strapped to this guy's ass, and it was probably really dangerous to have that strapped to you, doing a scene like that. So we're just like, what in the world?
Did you notice he has like a nude topless photo right there in the background?
It kind of does look like one, huh?
Wow.
Interesting.
The things you miss, man. And these
Very
scenes go
scandalous.
quick, too. That's the thing. Alright, let's...
Go see the pinhead.
Oh, shit.
Fire in the hole. Go see the pinhead.
That's just still funny to me.
Fire in the hole.
Fire in the hole, yeah! And then you got Rosie the Pinhead.
I don't really see why. I mean, I guess they had to do that for an homage to 1950s freaks, but it's like, really? Like, you couldn't have done anything different? But I think it's a good character. But
yeah, definitely. I mean, it's an homage to Schlitzie, the Pinhead. Right,
fire
in the hole.
Right.
Hideous frog man.
And that's the joke that a lot of people are not going to get. It's a French guy dressed as a scuba diver, which they were called frogmen during, war times and stuff.
Right.
But a lot of people wouldn't get that joke nowadays.
Baby, I'm a frog man. There's a song about it too.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
No, but you think people in the modern day would know about this kind of joke?
No, they would go right over their heads.
They would just be like, why is a guy in a scuba suit? Why is he called the Frog Man? It's like, oh, okay. Moving on.
And of course, in the center square, Mr. Fall In.
Did he have an eyeball just fall out?
In the center square, Mr. Fall In.
Okay, yeah, he had an eyeball of the freaks.
Of course, the Paul Lynde joke was really great too. He's one of my favorites. The way he talks about everything, and he's a very nasally sounding guy. Charlotte, and Wilbur. Just another great guy. Of course, he was on the Square Show. So
yeah. And the fact that he was always like, I wish my brother George was here. Oh wait, that's Liberace. My bad. No, Paul Lynde was a funny guy though. He really did have a feminine voice, but it was just it was comedic gold.
Absolutely.
All right, let's get to the Bobcat scene where he transforms into Sockman. Like it's it's what you expect from a '90s comedy movie, where it's short and straight to the point, and it makes no sense, but it's perfect for some reason in this scene.
Right.
I first came here as a tourist, looking for some fun. Nice place. Then Elijah turned me into a sock. I'm sorry. I'm not much for stories.
Not much for stories. Honestly, perfect example of who Bobcat was, man.
He turned me into a sock.
Just that interaction. You see Robin or Randy Quaid just like, nah, that's okay.
Let's continue with the rest of the cast. Let's see how their stories ended.
When I first arrived here, I was nothing like I am now.
Well, hold on. Do you hear that in the
When
background?
I first arrived.
Wow, they didn't skip a beat on that. They literally added the jungle sounds in the background, indicating that yeah, we're still here in the jungle area. Wow,
That's crazy.
That's attention to detail for sure. Wow. All right.
When I first arrived here, I was nothing like I am now. I was confused, a walking contradiction, so full of questions.
You know, you'd be better off without a dick. Hey, you can keep the beard.
Hallelujah. But now I know who I am. I can say to the world, hey, this is me. I am woman, and I like me.
I like me.
Hallelujah.
Man, Mr. T takes the cake for that, honestly. Like, such an intimidating guy.
What a total sweetheart. You know, he's just one of those guys. Total sweetheart, you know, and loves his mom and all that good stuff. You know, had that song, you know, treat your mama's right.
You ever seen that drug commercial that he was in, the PSA, where he's in a diner and he has a glass cup of milk and he fucking breaks it in his hand? He's like, I don't like drugs. Psh, drugs piss me off. Are you doing drugs? I'm gonna fuck you up. Whoa, shit, calm down, dude. Alright, and then here, and now we get to the scene where it's another freak that was never shown in the squares, but alright, here we go. It's a hammer. That was a wrench. Oh no.
Man, that's rough.
I love how they sympathize with the hammer more.
Man, that's rough.
Man, that's rough. I mean,
yeah, I love the little heart coming back. You know, bling, 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 little dream sequence.
Yeah, definitely, man. It's.
Oh, there's a scene with Stewie back there going into the offices.
Yeah, there we go. This is where he's trying to figure out to help find Ricky Coogan and all that, and about Zygroth 24, and he gets rejected everywhere he goes. But yeah, this is just the best.
Once America sees what happened to Ricky, they'll probably send the whole FBI.
Hold on.
Wait a minute. Stop the cameras for a second.
I got it stopped.
Robo Dude has got a picture of Ricky on the background. Looks like another. He's just. I mean, we obviously know that Stewie's like obsessed with him, but like, you know, come on, man.
There's a Playgirl magazine with Alex Winters on it.
Where?
Right there next to Robo Dude.
Oh my God, it's Playgirl. Oh my Lord. Wow.
There's a Rolling Stone magazine, a Us magazine. Oh man, what the hell? Like,
I'm trying to figure out what the poster is behind him with the two people walking.
Is that Keanu Reeves with him, or is that just...
I thought it was a Planet of the Apes poster when I first saw the person on the left. It looks just like Cornelius, and I'm like, obviously that's not what it is.
Oh, man. And there's a lot of things in the background you really don't notice in these films, and it's like one of those quick scenes, like I mentioned earlier. So when you do actually pause and look at it, you're like, whoa, wait a minute.
Right.
It's so bizarre. I mean, just that Playgirl magazine alone really just blew my mind. Oh my goodness. Alright, let's...
Down to save him. I'll probably win a Pulitzer Prize this scoop, and I'll dedicate it to Rick.
Dedicated to Rick. Whoa, hold on. They literally threw him. They threw him. Because look at the silhouette here on the door. Oh, shit, my bad.
Oh, yeah.
That guy literally threw him.
No pad, no nothing.
No, nothing, man. I mean, they must have convinced this kid, like, hey, you're going to get thrown. You know, I mean...
We're going to throw you through the sugar glass regardless.
Like, can you take the fall?
Yeah, he's got no...
Of course I'll print it. America needs to know. Bert, give Mr. Gluck his fee and show him the way out.
That's okay. I know the way out. Freaky Deaky! Ricky Coogan's immune in
My
South
favorite scene coming up.
by Stewardess Gluck!
That's me!
Ah! No, you've got it all wrong. I don't know anything about that. You gotta believe me.
What the fuck is that?
An amazing power drill. It looked like it had, like, multiple paddles of, like, drill bits, like blades on the side.
Ooh, man. I can't even imagine how deep that would go. Alright, so now we're going to get to the Freakland stuff, where it's... yeah. Ugh. That dude's all fucked up.
With rotten vegetables, 'cause it's showtime!
Clunk.
Welcome to show business, morons.
I bet you weigh about 107.
Ask me, I'll fart your weight. I love how they spell weight incorrectly.
I love that, too.
That's our mascot right there.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And there's kids there. That's so shitty.
It's a double-ass dog.
It's a double-ass dog, and you got kids petting it, dude. Oh, man. You cannot get away with shit like that.
What a time to be alive.
Right? And then you got the heavy petting too. God. Why is this guy here?
I have no idea.
But he's just there. And he likes Ike. So yeah, you'll see where the butthole surfers are in this movie too.
Soda.
Quiet, please.
Quiet, please.
Quiet, please. I wish shit worked out like that, honestly. Like how rowdy kids would get in high schools or this and that. Like just saying that nonchalantly and then everybody just sits down.
Right.
It's perfect.
Thank you.
The butthole surfers, like they're somewhere around here. I just don't remember where they are. All I know is that some of them got long hair, some of them don't. They're somewhere around in the crowd, but I think it's either in this crowd or the next crowd. But they're somewhere around.
Lady!
And then let's just get to. There we go. The best scene ever.
It's la-la-la! Breakfast, lunch, or dinner! It makes a tasty meal! We do the Wiener Schnitzel polka because we love to eat fried veal! Hey, hey, hey! Reggie! People! Reggie, you in a great crowd? Hey! He's got a head!
Actually, that's one of the butthole surfers right there.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
And under there! It's a hoax!
Was there a nun in the audience, really? I need that as a shirt.
Yes.
Definitely need that, just with the words "bite me."
That'll have to be something we have to design. We're we're going to be making a Patreon soon too, guys, and we want you guys to be able to vote on what movie you would like for us to review or talk about. So we'll be having that in the works and have that linked, and so you guys can get on there and vote for what you would like to see next.
Definitely, definitely. This is one of my other favorite scenes too with Ricky Coogan, where he just loses his shit completely. And you know, when push comes to shove, this scene literally indicates how you really want to take out your aggression. Like this, man, especially when you're dealing with bullshit people at work, or you're dealing with, just random people out on the streets or family or whoever. But this scene literally shows how aggressive I would be if I had what Ricky Coogan had. Here we go.
What up, Pops? Hey, shit!
Rick, now you're just being childish.
Fuck yeah.
What's the matter? Right of a little rock stuff? Welcome to show business, morons!
Oh, there goes I Like Ike. Wait, he's playing a fucking Game Boy.
Take it back, rewind it. I missed that. Oh yeah, I see it.
Wow.
I see it.
That's how you know it's pure 90s.
Another funny scene is the old guy saying, "Welcome to showbiz, morons," and he's looking in the wrong end of the camera.
Right.
Now that's entertainment.
Now that's entertainment.
Oh man. Oh, here we go. Got the best little mini characters.
Damn eyes! Damn lock!
Damn lock.
The clone! What the hell?
Stop in name of L.M. Selassie. Don't move, Babylon Milkman.
Good work, I.
Rastafari.
Now, send the Beast Boy to my, den.
Going to the den, man. Them go in, them never come out. Yeah, man, into the den with you.
Yeah.
Let's continue to sing. Let's see when this is a great conversation. Yeah.
Diet soda?
No, thanks.
Fiddle faddle?
Fiddle faddle?
All right. Delicious. So, aren't you gonna kill me or something?
Sure, it'd be fun, but the Beast Boy's a hit.
Look, Elijah, I've been in show business all my life. The public does not want to see disgusting, depraved, violent filth.
Oh? And I suppose Jake and the Fat Man was just a fluke.
So what's the deal with the whole Jake and the Fat Man conversation there?
I think it's because, the character that Jake plays is this big fat like slob guy, and they're like, oh, they don't want to see violent, depraved film, and he's like, oh, and I suppose Jake and the Fat Man's a fluke.
To be honest, I don't think I've ever seen that before. I mean, I've heard this quote many times. I'm like, what the fuck is Jake and the Fat Man? Like, I've never...
It's a show about two cops, basically. Family Guys made jokes about it in the past, and yada yada.
Oh, is that the one where the guy's like, do you think there was cheese in that Danish?
Yes, that's Jake. That's the Fat Man, yeah.
Oh, man. Oh, Jesus. gonna skip it. Oh, we're gonna go to where Stewie gets transformed. There you go.
Over here, Rick!
Where? With this remarkable ointment of my own design.
Yeah, can we see him stand up in the crowd?
With this.
I mean, can you tell where he's at in the audience or no?
Who, Stewie?
Yeah, I think he's like all the way right here in the right, isn't he?
Oh.
Oh no, he's right here. I found him.
Okay, yeah.
Like
All right.
you can't miss that orange hair. Look at that.
It's like, where's Waldo over here?
Remarkable ointment of my own design. I am going to transform this half-finished ghoul into the ultimate stomach-turning super freak.
That blue suit kind of reminds me of Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I wonder if they borrowed from the department. Because he's even wearing the orange part of the suit.
Well, I think Dumb and Dumber came out in, what was it, 92?
I think so. Let me see.
Because this movie was 93, so
Yeah.
let's see.
And Dumb and
94.
Dumber
So this came out 94. So this came out, that came out a year after that. So maybe they borrowed from that, from this movie.
I mean, Dumb and Dumber's from Fox Studios also, aren't they?
Yes. I think New
Line Cinema, maybe? I think maybe New Line Cinema.
Yeah, New Line Cinema distributed it.
Okay, so that's kind of weird. Like a year later, Dumb and Dumber comes out, but you know they're wearing the same suits that these two guys are wearing. That's insane.
Except one was bright orange, and yeah.
Yeah, and the funny part is, Jeff Daniels did have blonde hair in the movie. Jim Carrey had black hair. So, wow. I mean, there's a connection here. All right, let's continue.
Dedicated to evil.
Here I am, Rick!
God damn it, kid, would you sit down?
Sounds like my dad. I always pointed out that was my dad.
Oh no!
Ah, shit. Move down.
What the hell?
You got a problem, mister?
Whoa, his left eye was going all over the place.
You got a problem, mister? Your ass is mine, Skunks!
This kid looks pissed. Kill him! Damn my eyes!
Damn
Pocket
my
sand.
eyes.
Pocket sand.
Pocket sand. Dude, I always say that line about my eyes all the time. When, because I got these new glasses and, you know, it's kind of hard to see at night sometimes. And so every time I'm driving, I would go, damn my eyes. God, man. This movie really has a lot of quotes that you would literally bring up nowadays, you know?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's the best charm about this film.
Toad! What? Ooh, I'm shaking! Ah, help!
Shit.
Another great quote I always say.
What did
I'm in a zoo.
What a zoo.
No, he's like, I'm in a zoo. Ah.
It looks like it's time to bring out the big gun. Sayonara, kiddo.
There's definitely some Rat Fink inspiration there.
Absolutely.
I mean, just the bulging eyeballs, the weird. It's just the whole proportion of the face and everything. Like that's purely some Ed Roth inspiration right there.
Absolutely. Let's continue.
It's what?
Let's continue with the fight scene.
What a waste of $12. Let's get the machine and go.
12
Come on!
Right now!
Wait, Rick! Could you sign this first?
Time to die, troll!
Let's go,
Give him the skull cracker, you big old! No way! The skull cracker's an illegal move!
Yeah, I'm number one!
I'm betting my bar mitzvah money. Wow, I didn't really hear that line before.
Me neither.
Oh my god, it's great.
It's over with.
Hey, Dick!
I love how the old guys are still strapped on the chairs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, poor executives.
What the hell are you doing?
This machine is now the sole property of the Everything Except Shoes Corporation.
What?
Eat shit, yokel.
I knew I couldn't trust you corporate greaseballs! Move that thing! Eat this, dick. Head for the hills before he gets all of us!
Boy, I haven't seen a stampede like this since the opening night of each star.
Now I rip freaks to pieces!
Oh man, you were right about the whole camera thing. He was pointing it wrong.
Pointing it in the wrong direction. Ah, boy, I haven't seen a stampede like this.
Oh my god. All right, let's get to the scene where the freaks are about to get killed.
It seemed like nothing could stop me from shoving a spear through Stewie's skull. When all of a sudden, I heard a voice.
I reckon that troll could help you. You just let him into your heart.
I really appreciate the makeup work on this and just the prosthetics.
Yeah, it's very impressive, especially for the time. It was like, you know, you could tell they had a lot of heart and soul and love put into everything.
Definitely, like from the little hairs poking out to every wrinkle and pimple, and man, like this would be the perfect Halloween costume, honestly, and you're walking around town.
Absolutely.
Man.
Your heart. Your heart. Your heart. Your heart. Your heart.
Your heart.
You did it, Rick. Attaboy, Coop.
Sentimental cut.
Beast boy! I gave you an order, and you better obey it, damn it!
It's over, skunks.
You were nothing before I found you. I made you, and I can break you. You think I made you strong? Ha! I've got my DNA cranked so high, you won't know what hit you. I'm a wrecking machine.
Those pants.
Love those pants.
Ketchup and mustard, man. Like, this is like Colonel Sanders style pants right here.
That's the jacket from Seinfeld with the pink stripes on the inside.
Really?
No, it just kind of reminds me of that episode. The suede that Jerry had, and everybody was like, "Oh, it looks great except for the lining. What's going on with the lining?"
First Randy Quaid being Randy Quaid.
Ow! Oh! I think you crushed my spinal cord. I can't feel anything in my fingers.
Maybe you'll feel this.
No, wait a minute, wait. If you kill me, you'll never find the antidote.
What antidote?
A time-release serum. I baked it into a delicious batch of macaroons. Macaroons. Nice, so cool.
If you ask me, you skimped on the coconut.
Man, they hauled him up real quick on that scene.
Yeah. I muted my mic that time. Hopefully it go through.
On the coconut.
They were already hoisting him up before the kick.
Did you hear anything from my audio?
Yeah, somewhat.
I don't know why my mic muted like this.
Alright, so should we show the ending or should we get to...
Well, we can get to the ending.
Because we didn't explain about the whole Brooke Shields thing in the movie. If you want to elaborate on that.
Basically, it's he's doing a documentary interview with her about his life and what happened, and you'll see in a minute. I won't spoil it, but you'll see in a minute what happens to him at the very end.
Yeah, basically he's on a talk show. She's basically the host of the show and everything, and they're just explaining about his adventures in Freakland and so on. So here we go.
Oh, it's about time. Turn it on.
Oh, and the running gag is that the light's been off on Ricky Coogan, so his silhouette would look like his freak self, and then this is what happens.
That's better.
I'll say. How about it, folks? Let's hear it for Ricky Coogan and his freaky friends.
The Bearded Lady.
How you doing?
Rosie. The Eternal Flame.
Lights out, baby!
Cowboy. Frogman. Nosy. And the Worm.
Ridiculous. Just because a man doesn't like macaroons.
Okay, so here's Rosie the Pinhead, Nosy. Who's this?
Let's see.
Oh, that's
Bearded
Cowboy.
Lady. Cowboy, yeah. Worm, Bearded Lady.
Frogman.
Frogman.
Yeah. Okay, because I was like, who the hell is this guy? And yeah, it's Cowboy. Because they didn't show him when they come out. Like, they just said, fuck it, let's skip him. For some reason.
Gotcha! Damn, it's about time.
That's just great. What a story. And what an ending. Elijah transformed by the goop, and he actually looked like...
Exactly like you, Sky, I swear. Same face, same outfit, except he had these really big, hideous feet.
And that's another thing, too. How did no one in the audience see that?
Right, just seeing her from the waist down.
Like, throughout the whole time, that entire audience, didn't even look at her legs and feet. Like, how do you miss this?
Just seeing her from the waist, not seeing her from the waist down.
But she's been sitting in that chair for, God, like when the movie started. So it's like, how? But yeah, big reveal.
I'm gonna drink your blood.
Yep, Elijah became Brooke Shields.
Dun dun dun.
Dun 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 dun.
Oh, Rick, it's finally over.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Rick! Hey! Rick!
I wonder what's in that bag.
Let's find out, shall we?
Oh, like that wasn't totally predictable.
Well, now it's really over.
Thank God. You know, this whole thing has taught me something. That when man starts impinging on the subtle perfection of the Earth's natural order, the only thing he'll create is havoc.
Right, Coog. I learned something too. That men and women truly are equals. That the human spirit transcends gender and physical appearance. And thus, it is immune to the petty degradations men may devise. Yeah, I believe it was Moliere.
Shut up!
Good night, everybody!
And that was Freaked.
What a great stinger ending for that.
Right. Let me see if I can get rid of this real quick. Stop there we go. Alright, so, your overall opinion on the film.
Very underrated. Can't say that enough. Funny movie. If you can find it on DVD or, of course, watch it on YouTube, do it. If this is your first time hearing about this through us, you're welcome. We love to bring movies to light that are underrated and that didn't really get to see the light of day a whole lot. And so if you've enjoyed that, please subscribe for more and follow us on Instagram and Facebook at VHS Funhouse. And we will be doing our second part episode coming up soon of Toby Hooper's Funhouse, and that's going to be a load of fun.
Oh, definitely a load of fun. Yeah, that's one bizarre movie about a dark ride, and it's funny because when you think of dark rides, you think they're all cheap, hokey, and all that stuff, you know. And yeah, there's theme parks that actually have good dark rides.
I love, that's why I've always wanted to go to Coney Island one day and check stuff like that out. It's just, that's an art form that's been going out. There's like one called Dante's Inferno. It's been around for 50-something years. And there's a guy on YouTube I watched, Jacob the Carpetbagger. Shout out to him. He does a lot of videos of going around the United States, and he loves dark rides. It's like it's like his thing, and and hopefully one day when me and Randy get to go to Tennessee, we will go on that terrible Jurassic Park ripoff dark ride that he went on, and it will be $15-$20 that I will gladly waste. It's just, like they even park a truck there in the parking lot that doesn't run to make you think there's people there, literally. And think there's more people there than there really is. So that will be a lot of fun. We'll definitely have to, vlog that, and we'll record and do some travel vlog stuff. And hope you guys enjoyed our little take on Freaked. Like I said, in conclusion, I think it's a Great film, very fun to watch, great star-studded cast, well executed, was criminally underappreciated everywhere, and now has become a cult classic, which is why we love cover movies like that here.
No, yeah, definitely. Freaked is one of a rare kind movie to see. We recommend that you guys watch it because I mean there's a lot of effects, comedy. There's a lot of jokes that you can't say nowadays. It's a star-studded cast. Just overall, it's a bizarre film, but it's one of those great bizarre films, kind of like Naked Gun and Airplane and all that. Like it fits in that genre because it's one of those comedic films that push the boundaries, and it's well worth the watch.
Definitely pushes the envelope with a lot of stuff, and it's just a lot of fun to watch. And just go into it with an open mind, and you enjoy it a whole lot, and you'll have a good time watching it.
Plus, all the metal music that plays in it is also pretty damn good, like for it playing in the background and everything. Shout out to the Butthole Surfers, of course, Henry Rollins, Blind Idiot God, and all the other artists who put their musical taste in it.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's just, um, and there's never enough Randy Quaid to go around, and I think he really hammed it up on the screen for that role, and it was just kind of fun seeing him do a villain role, not a lovable, idiot like cousin Eddie from Christmas Vacation, something like that. So that was just a fun role. I think everybody had fun on that set making that movie. You could tell a lot of love went into it, and a lot of artistry, and a lot of things that are just not really around that much. It's very rare to see movies like that. I mean, back to what we were talking about with Terrifier, just one of those movies that's like a breath of fresh air. You're like, oh my God, like this has, in it. It's all practical effects, and it provides jobs for people that are artists, and it really helps them get their craft out there. And it makes them more enjoyable instead of seeing something on the screen that's green screen and people act like it's there. It's actually something tangible that you can see and feel like it is really there in front of you because it is. It's not like Andy Serkis doing Gollum, which is another amazing thing. Motion cap acting is very, very hard, and doing Planet of the Apes that he did and Lord of the Rings, very physical roles, crawling around the ground like, Smeagol, and, doing all that. And apparently now they're making a Smeagol movie coming out and another Lord of the Rings film coming out, which will be a lot of fun. And if you guys want us to do any reviews on the Ralph Bakshi Lord of the Rings films and the Raffican Base ones, we would definitely be interested in doing that. And a lot of Ralph's movies are a lot of fun and very controversial. Some of them being the first X-rated, horror, not horror film, the first X-rated like adult animated films and stuff like that. It's just a lot of fun.
Exploitation at its finest.
Oh yeah, like it's like black exploitation, like Blackula, movies like that, Shaft, Dolomite, and like Cleopatra, Foxy Cleopatra, stuff like that, old, grindhouse 70s films that are a lot of fun to watch and are just, in Dolomite, the one with Eddie Murphy was hilarious, and it was fun to see a movie like that being done again. And like, the movie Grindhouse and Planet Terror, stuff like that needs to be made more.
Definitely. So yeah, this is, I mean, in my overall opinion, Freaked should have had a higher budget on, or not a higher budget, but a higher payout, honestly, than what they deserve, because they put in a lot of effort and a lot of craft and so on into this film, and it just disappoints me at the time that it didn't make it as much as what they were hoping it would be.
Right. I definitely agree with that. It was just at that time, a lot of movies just, like you said, they overshadowed it and just didn't do very well, which is really, which is really sad, by the way. That they spent all that time and money trying to make something that was, original idea, God forbid, that is amazing to watch. I mean, what do you think about the movie as a whole? Like, what are some things that you really like about it?
Um, just the fact that it seems like, yeah, they all had fun. They really let their characters grow with every scene. Um, the fact that they didn't care whether they fucked up or not. They had a great time, and they just played along with it.
Oh, absolutely. They just were like, "Hey, we're here to make this film, and we're going to do it, and it's going to be fantastic." I've posted some like a 20-minute video or so, 10-15 minute video of behind the scenes of that movie on my TikTok at Mr. Mad Hatter 10. We'll link both of our channels profiles down in the description. But that's always fun to see behind the scenes stuff. It always looks amazing, to watch to me. And I've done one on Killer Clowns, and plan on doing the one for Labyrinth as well. Another very criminally underrated film, and Dark Crystal as well. And then the Dark Crystal Netflix series was amazing to watch. I thought that was beautifully executed as well. And we'll definitely be having a Muppet month where we do a lot of Muppet movies. Doing my personal favorite, Muppets Treasure Island, with the great Tim Curry, who eats up every scene that he's ever in. And my boy, that's the North Star. Yeah.
Oh, Rocker.
Oh, okay. Duckman. Fuck.
Definitely got to do a Tim Curry thing, man, because Tim Curry is a living legend, and he's been in so many things, like way too many to count.
Like the movie Legend. So he's a living legend.
Yeah, he's a living legend. Yep, it sells itself right there.
Right, and so just seeing him, come back from being having a stroke and things like that was really, really sad. And he's doing cameo and stuff like that, and people are still loving on him, which is great. He's always been a very down you never hear nothing bad about him his whole career. You never heard no slander, no nothing. He kept his nose clean. And always said yes, like Nicolas Cage, to pretty much anything. Oh, you need an animated character? I'm there. You want me to be Nigel Thornberry? Okay, I'm there. Just fun. Were very memorable for both of our childhoods. With Wild Thornberries and Duckman and things like that he did in the Mighty Ducks. Just a lot of great stuff like that.
Definitely. So what is it that you liked about Freaked?
Just like I said, I cannot hammer this in enough. The practical effects are just top notch work. I don't really think it could be replicated as good as it was back then. It would be very difficult. They would have to have a very good effects team to be able to pull that off, just because of the technicality of everything. There's a lot of wire work, there's a lot of puppetry involved, people in suits and yada yada. And so just with it being like that, so number one is props and special effects. Then you got number two is the cast was amazing. The movie I don't think would have been as good without the cast being fantastic. Knowing their role and being able to have fun with the movie. I don't think the director was very strict on what they could and couldn't do. I'm sure there was a lot of ad-libbing done with Randy Quaid, with his character, and they were like, just keep the camera rolling, we'll see how this goes, and go from there. So I really think that was a fun role for them. And then, of course, having the duo Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves doing the film together, that was just, a lot of fun. I could tell they were, they've been friends for a long time and really enjoyed working together. And it's always fun to see Mr. T in a lot of movies. He never really got a chance to do a ton of stuff besides A-Team and Rocky and things like that. So seeing him do an actual role where he's kind of himself but a different character was a lot of fun. Bobcat is always great in anything. I've always loved his stand up. His characters are always been a lot of fun. Zed from Police Academy has always been a lot of fun, and just one of those great actors who is very underrated, and voice acting roles like in Hercules, as the Demon Pain. So that just cool stuff like that. But then I think that the movie is very of its time, which is a good thing. It's not dated by any means. It's very it's like I said, lightning in a bottle. Like it would never probably be as good if they remade it. Now, could they have made it into a cartoon series? Sure. That would have been interesting to see. There's even a freaked toy line they did, and they go for crazy money. They got the cowboy cow. They got other figurines like that. They go for hundreds of dollars on eBay if you look it up. It's amazing stuff that's they're extremely rare that you see them. I've only seen them pop up online a few times. So, it's just everything about that movie is very cult classic. The cinematography is great. The jokes, the writers were on point with everything. I definitely think that it was something that was just amazing, and people had, like we said, a lot of love involved in that movie. And it was just a pleasure for us to be able to review this movie. Not reviewed it. There have been some nostalgia critic, people like that, and James Rolfe, Angry Video Game Nerd. So, we're big fans of their work. But yeah, we just really enjoy movies like this that are wacky and zany, and not a lot of people have heard of them. So if this is your first time hearing about this movie, please let us know. Send us a message if you enjoyed it. We've always are glad to hear from people and our fans, and to continue to build our Funhouse army to continue to be able to do what we love to do. And we want to try to. We got some stickers on the way for you guys.
Yep. That I designed, honestly.
That Randy designed with his amazing art, and that we are going to be selling those for like $5. I don't think is too crazy to ask for. So we're going to be doing that, and we're going to be having hopefully some patches for you guys, some charms to like hang from your car mirror with VHS Funhouse,
Hats, shirts, all that.
Hats, shirts, all that good stuff. So please comment what you guys would like to see, merch wise, and if there's any artists that are ever interested in collaborating with Randy, please reach out to us and reach out to him. And if you would like to have your art featured on the show, we will give you credit for that, of course. And if somebody would like to make us a theme song or intro or anything animated or something like that, that would be really kick-ass.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. So, this was our first show. And I feel as though we did pretty well. Even though there were some bloopers here and there, but that's going to be for the outtakes.
Right.
But overall, like, how do you feel, man, after this experience right now?
I think it went amazing. We had great chemistry with everything, of course, and I really think that everybody out there in TV land will dig it, and out in the interwebs, as people say. So we love you guys. We really appreciate, you guys sharing and liking our Facebook page and Instagram page. Really helps us out a whole lot. It costs nothing. It's free. We don't ask nothing of you. You know, we do this for the love of movies and not for any personal gain or anything like that. That's all extra. That's all well and good. If people can do it, great. We just want to provide our perspective on how we perceive movies and do them justice. A lot of movies that are just criminally underrated that have gotten swept under the rug that nobody really knows about. So we are trying to unearth that stuff and share it with you.
Exactly. Um, about personal gains, though, this is sort of a kind of a gain. This is more of just, giving our perspective on things and how, how much we love a lot of these things and how much either we love or hate. I mean, that's a common thing around the internet world and TV land and so on. But for us, we're just starting up. We're brand new. And if you guys enjoyed us, great. If you don't, well, we could. It doesn't matter really.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how it is, And I do want to thank Mr. Mad Hatter here for being a co-host because he's great. He's very intelligent. He knows his movies. He is a movie buff. Like if you look at an encyclopedia what a movie buff is, that's it. That's him right there.
Too kind, too kind.
I do my
Yeah,
best.
we just love, it was just we had a lightning in a bottle situation. We talked, we met online, we haven't met yet in person, but that's coming soon. And we just were like, we would love to do a podcast about the working class people, what our view is on movies, not some schmuck online that gets paid for it, yada yada. We don't care about their opinion. It's all to appease whoever's paying them to do it. We're not getting paid to do this.
No,
This is all taking time out of our busy schedules to hang out with you guys. And so we just took an idea and ran with it. We were tired of people shoulda, coulda, woulda promises, broken promises, things like that. With people saying, oh yeah, I'll do something with you, and me and Randy talked about that, and we both agreed that people just did not care about, following through. You got to be a man of your word in this life. You're not nothing without that. And, we are lucky enough to have met and collaborated now to be able to do this with you guys. And we just love you guys a lot. And anybody who's tuning in, share everything that you guys like, clip it, whatever you want to do. That's totally fine. Just make sure you tag VHS Funhouse on Facebook and Instagram. Maybe
TikTok
eventually down
and
the
so on,
road. Yeah, maybe eventually down the road we'll do a Twitter as well. But I'm not calling it X. I'm not doing that. That's stupid.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so we're going to try to get on as many social platforms as possible, and we're going to try to have a stream, on a somewhat regular schedule, maybe on the weekends, things like that. That would be amazing for us to do. And we would like any suggestions that you have. Message us, email us, let us know what your vote is for, what movie you would like for us to see, or a cartoon, or any kind of TV show, or anything really. It could even be a commercial, So we appreciate that, and feedback's always welcome.
Of course, and we got a lot more to come too. We got a lot of skits to throw in as well. So, just, if you want to stick around and hear more, that'd be great because we got a lot more to shell out because we got fake infomercials to come in. We got Mr. Dink who is gonna provide budget cuts and this and that. We do voices, so that's another thing we're gonna add in. There's going to be some sort of animation down along the road, but that's going to be like a little bit later when we get a little established, And
Very
the fact that, very, very expensive, Douglas. Also, we will do some lives here and there on our VHS Funhouse profile. Other than that, I really do appreciate this, and I great time today. And I want to thank everybody who listened in, tuned in, loved you all. And again, Mr. Mad Hatter, thank you so much for being my co-host, man. I really do appreciate it.
No problem. Likewise is here as well.
For sure. All right, so until next time, we will do the Funhouse at VHS Funhouse. Wow, what a strange thing to do.
Or VHS is always fun.
Oh, yes. It's a fun house of tapes and tapes.
And oddities. Just anything that, you know, your mom or your grandma had buried in her attic that you didn't know she had on tape, you know. Fun things that we'll be delving into the archives, as you will, and bringing things to light that deserve to be in the light.
Exactly. Dig it out. Pull it out. Just watch it all. Who cares? If it's your grandma's dancing with a stripper, hey, that's entertainment.
It's welcome to show business, morons.
Alrighty. Well, until then, we'll be setting out, and we'll see you folks again. Alrighty.
Goodbye, guys. Have a good night.
Take care, and good night.